Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Became the God of Lightning. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Too Advanced for His Age over on Anime King 2. And enjoy that guys. And I also posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Betrayed by Hagoromo over on Anime King 3. All links will be down in the description for you guys to enjoy. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last time we left off, the group got attacked by the Demon Brothers, showing impressive teamwork and stealth. As Kakashi watched with the eyes smiles, his team was able to take out Demon Brothers as he came there and tied them up. But something was wrong because these were missing ninjas. This was not the mission that they signed up for. As Tazuna broke down and told him everything, as he apologized and begged him to continue on the mission. The group ended up continuing as Kakashi was outvoted as his team wanted to continue on. Sasuke wanted to test his abilities against stronger ninjas. Naruto also wanted to do the same. And Sakura wanted to make sure that all of them were okay, even though she was a bit hesitant and she was scared. She wanted to be there with her team as well. Kakashi decided to just go along with it. After all, he was a sensei, he could turn back and bring his team as well if he wanted to, but he decided to go along. So with that, they end up encountering Zabuza, the demon of the mist. But he was not the only one. Reiga, the lightning demon, was also there, as the man had a twin Kiba blades. Kakashi told his team to run as they quickly took off with Tazuna to get him somewhere safe. But Reiga went after them as Kakashi could not catch up in time, as Zabuza kept on getting his way, making Kakashi furious. Naruto had to protect his team as Reiga was fast. The man was beyond fast, as he caught up to them within seconds, as he blasted the trees, creating a wildfire. As Naruto had to protect his team while holding back his abilities, as if he went all out, they might get caught up in the electricity as well. Until Naruto had to save his team from a lightning shock as Reiga ended up using the speed against him, seeing that he had to protect Sasuna as well. As he got blasted, Sakura screamed out his name as she saw him sent sailing towards water. As he was coming back up, Sasuke leaped forward to save the blonde, but Reiga stopped him and kicked him away, knocking two of them away. Naruto exploded out of the water with a new vigor, his entire body coated with a blue layer of power. He ripped through Reiga's defense. Reiga was caught completely off guard. He never knew that a kid could be this strong. The power was just so overwhelming. As Naruto created a lightning hammer, as he was about to drive it down on Reiga, Reiga was saved, as Naruto was stopped by several mirrors, ice mirrors that slowed down his hammer a bit, allowing someone to grab Reiga. Kakashi also dealt with Zabuza, but he had to dodge several Senbons, as Zabuza was taken away by a Hunter Nin. As the Hunter Nin knew that if he was too late, Zabuza would be dead. Reiga and Zabuza were brought back safe, as Reiga felt immense pain. The Hunter Nin was Haku, who told Reiga that the lightning system was still fluctuating, he must just flare his chakra. But Reiga had to go through intense pain. The next time he see that breath again, he will surely kill him, as Zabuza was in pain as well, and his injuries he couldn't fight till another week. As Naruto found himself in his mindscape as he passed out after calling upon the Fox Chakra, as the Fox told him that it's time that he start to work on him controlling his chakra once again. After all, they had put that to the side, saying that Naruto's body wasn't mature enough to handle that kind of power. Now he was ecstatic to get full control of that power. And the next time he will defeat Rika. So yeah guys, so it's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what's the beginning of this new episode? Sakura made her way inside the house. With Tezuna's help, they were able to bring back Naruto and Kakashi. At the moment, Sakura was worried. Lucky for them, Kakashi had woken up for a brief moment as he told him that he is fine. He's just exhausted, and he passed back out again. But Naruto hasn't woken up. Sakura remembered reading a book some time ago on human anatomy, and from what she saw, Naruto seemed completely fine. So that is why she was confused why he wasn't waking up. He was just unconscious. No matter how they tried to wake him, he just wouldn't wake up. As she wondered if he was exhausted as well, as she had a few bandages over herself, where she got cut and injured from the battle with Rika. If it wasn't for Naruto, she knew that she would have probably been dead, and that made her all more grateful. Sasuke was currently outside as he was watching the house. Despite not showing it, Sakura knew that he was worried as well, as their sensei was out of commission, and even if Sasuke didn't want to say it, their strongest team member was out of commission as well. Besides Kakashi Sensei, Naruto was the strongest one, as she knew that Sasuke was not stronger. It took her a long while to realize that, yes, a very long while, seeing that in the entire academy she thought that Sasuke was the strongest out of all, but now she realized that he wasn't the strongest one. After seeing the battle, though, she wouldn't openly say that to Sasuke, as she knew that he would get angry, and that was the last thing that she wanted, fighting between her teammates. As she sighed, as she looked down, Naruto was still unconscious. She had just went over to Kakashi's room. He seemed fine, he was not having a fever or anything. As Naruto seemed fine as well. His shirt was completely torn to pieces, but he was wearing something else under it. A strange black vest. No matter how hard she tried, even Tezuna tried as well, they couldn't remove it. She didn't know what it was just heavy. As she tried to remove it from his body, but she just could not. She didn't know if it was inscribed with some strange seals or something, but she just couldn't remove it. She couldn't even lift it off his skin the slightest. It felt like there were weights inside of it that she didn't understand what exactly it was. So she didn't know if he took damage under that. But she wanted to check, but no matter what she did, she couldn't remove it. So she couldn't check if he got burned from the lightning or anything. But from what she's seen, Naruto was able to manipulate lightning as well. So perhaps it was fine underneath. But she was still worried. She sighed. She only has to wait, as she wondered how Sasuke was doing. Meanwhile, sitting on top of the roof watching, glancing out, Sasuke was looking for any incoming threat. Despite never ever saying out loud, Sasuke knew that Naruto was stronger than him, and that was clearly shown as Rika completely picked him apart. He didn't stand a chance, he knew that. While Naruto decimated Rika when he got that strange blue glow around him. Now his teammate and his sensei was out of commission. Damn it. What if another enemy was supposed to come right now? Could he and Sakura really protect them all, he wondered. Sasuke clenched his fist as he realized he would just have to train harder to become even stronger. Being as worried as she was, Sakura ended up leaning against the wall. Tsunami had told her that she was going to cook, as it was Tezuna's daughter. He lived with his daughter and his grandson. She would call her once dinner was ready. Sakura ended up falling asleep as she leaned against the wall, as Naruto started to come to. Despite the fox being inside of him, his body still needed rest. Yes, and after the mental strain he put on his body earlier, seeing that he never usually used the Kyuubi's chakra to that degree, he needed a lot of rest. At the moment, he was just waking up since the battle, as he groaned and cracked his neck, as he felt his body ached a bit, but nothing too bad. Picking himself up, Naruto glanced around the room. He was in a room on a futon, as he saw Sakura there asleep. She was leaning up against the wall. He remembered clearly what happened. He spoke to the fox in his mindscape before getting some sleep, as he will work on controlling his power tomorrow. But for tonight, he would just have to rest. His body still needed some rest after what he went through. Slowly getting to his feet, his shirt was ruined, as it was ripped open completely. It seems like they had checked him over, but they couldn't, because of the vest that he was wearing. Probably didn't know how to release the seals. After all, Kaido had been the one to put it on him, Tenten's father. As Naruto was still wearing his weights during the entire fight, As he realized he didn't even remember that. Through the entire fight he was still wearing his weights. Well, he would have certainly went harder against Reika, but it was because of Sakura and Sasuke's safety he couldn't fight to his fullest. Because lightning was very unpredictable and dangerous. Them being around, they were only getting away. Still not fully mastering his element yet, Naruto didn't want to accidentally hurt them. As he got to his feet, at least his pants were fine. As he smiled, he just had to remember to buy Uncle a large serving of dango. After all, she was the one that teach him how to seal things within scrolls. And he had his clothing in there. Seeing Sakura asleep, he didn't mind. As he unsealed, he took off the shirt that was ripped, as he placed and folded in the corner. Before he unsealed another shirt, Sakura started to wake up. As she blinked around the room, she saw him standing there. Naruto? Oh, did I wake you? Said Naruto. No, it's fine, she said. She got to her feet. You're awake. Are you okay? She asked. Yeah, don't worry, I'm fine. It will take more than that to put me down. Sakura released a small smile, as she was happy for that. Kakashi-sensei said that he's exhausted. Both of you passed out after fighting, but he should be okay as well, seeing that you're okay. Where's Sasuke? Naruto asked. He's outside. He's been watching the house ever since. As Naruto cracked his neck and moved his arms around. Alright, let's go, he said as he walked off the room. Sakura got up as she followed behind him. They made their way towards Kakashi's room. As Sakura went inside to check up on man, Naruto made his way outside as he saw Sasuke sitting on the roof, his eyes glancing on the ground. Naruto bent his legs and he leaped as he landed right on the rooftop. Sasuke didn't turn to greet him or anything, as he knew he saw him. I don't think that they will be coming back. What do you know? Said Sasuke. Well, I know that I hurt Reika a lot. If it wasn't for that person that saved him, he'd have been done for. So I don't think that he'll be coming back that quickly, so you have nothing to worry about. And Kakashi is exhausted. He must have dealt a great deal on Zabuza. You might as well come in. There, it's something we have to discuss. About what? Sasuke asked. Just come, said Naruto. Sasuke grunted, but he made his way inside as well. They made their way towards Kakashi's room when they saw that he was up. He was still lying down, but his eye was open. Ah, Naruto, Sasuke, you're here, he said. Look like you've been through crap, Sensei. Been through worse, said Kakashi. You seem to be doing okay. Yeah, fine now, said Naruto. Well, I want to discuss with you guys, as we all know the enemy is not dead. Yeah, said Naruto. I saw that person, said Sakura. It was just a glance, but they were wearing a strange mask. Yeah, a hunter in mask. They were quite fast. They were able to retrieve both Zabuza and Reika before anything. So we can count on them coming back. But from the injuries I've dealt on Zabuza, I don't think that it will be right away. Probably a week or so. And by then I'll be ready. As for Reika, I don't think he'll be coming back for a time as well. You dealt with him quite properly, Naruto, said Kakashi. And next time when he shows his face, he's all mine. You can take on Zabuza and win this time, Kakashi-sensei. And Sasuke and Sakura here can take on whoever that other person was. Well, slow your rules, Naruto, said Kakashi. I did think about that formation, but before that, I'm going to be continuing your training for this week. I believe it's going to take a week, and you guys need to be ready for your upcoming threat. I saw how you handle Reika, Naruto. Are you sure that you can handle him once again like that? Next time, he won't be playing around. He know that you're strong, he will be coming to kill. Don't worry, said Naruto as he clenched his fist. I'll be ready. Kakashi's eyes smiled as he glanced towards Sasuke. As he looked towards Sakura. You and Sakura will have to take care of the other missing Nin. Whoever that person was, they were fast. I know nothing of your skills. So that's why I want to sort out and see the situation before anything happens. I'm going to be continuing training so you can be ready for anything. The three of them nodded as Kakashi watched Sasuke clench his fist. As his Sharingan subconsciously activated, the boy seemed eager. Sasuke was eager to prove himself. After all, he did nothing with the fight with Reika. Well, at least he activated Sharingan, but that was because he was scared, as he remembered that blade coming towards his face, and he thought he was literally gonna die. if Naruto did not came in and stop it. This time, he won't be standing there like a goddamn coward. This time, he will actually do something, he thought to himself. Time skip. It was the next day as Kakashi was on crutches with his students. Naruto asked him to speak to him privately. At the moment, he was with Naruto a distance away from the other two. So, what is it? Said Kakashi. Well, I'm gonna go and do some special training by myself. Kakashi narrowed his eye. Special training? I believe the Hokage told you about my situation. The reason why I can produce such potent lightning. Yes, said Kakashi, as he narrowed his eyes towards Naruto's stomach. Well, he's gonna be teaching me, so you can work on teaching those other two by yourself. What exactly? Said Kakashi. How to harness more of his power. He's quite giving, isn't he? Kakashi says. He narrowed his eyes. I know what you're thinking, but he's not like that. He's not trying to trick me or anything. He's my friend. Well, friends sometimes prove deceit in Naruto. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Yeah, said Naruto, so you don't have to worry about that. These two have no idea, so I'm gonna be going off into the forest and train by myself. As Naruto started to walk away, just be careful, said Kakashi. And if there's anything, come back here immediately. Yeah, said Naruto as he started to walk off. As Kakashi watched him go, he couldn't help Naruto with controlling the fox power. After all, he knew nothing about the seal, or what exactly to do. Well, Jiraiya might know, but at the moment, there was a lot being kept from Naruto that he didn't know. As he wondered, nah. But the fox seemed to have a personality from what he heard from the Hokage. Would the fox know if Minato was Naruto's father? And would he tell him? Kakashi wondered. As he went back to his two students, after all, Naruto has been trained by that thing for the longest time now. So why would there be a fault now, he wondered. As he made his way, his students already know the tree climbing and water walking. So it's time to move on to more advanced features of their training, especially Sakura, as she seemed really eager. Recently, he loved the girl's growth. She stopped worrying about, well, training that made her sweaty. As she started to focus, looks like she'll have a promising life as a Kunoichi after all. As he made his way to see Sasuke and Sakura there waiting, both of them looking ready. Kakashi-sensei, where's Naruto? She asked as she looked around. Naruto's gone doing some special training. What special training? Said Sasuke. Well, as the both of you already seen, Naruto has quite an in-depth lightning affinity. That's something he's been working on for the longest time by himself. He had his own training regime for this, so why interrupt? Now, for the both of you, today we'll be moving on to more advanced field of the shinobi arts. Meanwhile, as Naruto found himself in a clearing, the air was smooth, calm. He took in a deep breath. You ready, kid? Yeah, said Naruto. As he sat down and folded his legs, closing his eyes, he took calming breaths. Alright, kid. Do not absorb. Just let it flow. Feel the power around you. Let the electricity flow into your body like a surge. Imagine yourself as a conductor with the electricity flowing straight towards it. Then you compress it. Then make it flow through your veins and control it. Naruto did exactly what Kurama told him as he takes several more deep breaths. Slowly opening his eyes, they were now blue. Slated blue. His entire body took on a cloaking glow. It was faded at first until it started to get more intense and intense, until his entire body was now surrounded. As he sat there perfectly calm, something started to manifestate behind him. A tail, a single blue tail started to grow. He took another set of deep breaths before he started to pull once again. Another tail started to glow, and the lightning cloak started to cackle around him a bit. Taking several more deep breaths, the lightning started to get smoother and smoother. That's it, kid. Keep it up. Taking several more deep breaths, Naruto started to focus as sweat started to run down his forehead, instantly being evaporated by the lightning. As another tail started to come out, but it stopped halfway. As Naruto started to force out, kid, calm down. Smooth, not force. I can't, said Naruto as he opened his eyes to his mouth to show fangs. I can't go beyond this, said Naruto, as he could literally feel his will slipping away Don't worry. This is enough for today. Now, control that grasp and hold on to it. Form the hand signs. As Naruto brought his hands up together, and 10 clones poof in the surrounding, each of them having on a cloak as well, as they surround Naruto with a menacing look on their face, ready to brawl. As Naruto got to his feet slowly, just focus on his feeling, and don't lose control. As despite Kurama being nice, his chakra was still corrosive and quite electric, so it was hard for Naruto to control it at once. After all, it took Jinchuriki's years, but Naruto had that immense willpower, and he was able to manifest it 2.5 tails already. As a brawl happened, something ruthless. Clashes could be heard all over the area. Electric sparks, explosion vibrated through the area. It was like a tremendous battlefield with thousands of shinobis, but it was just one facing off against himself. Hours later, Naruto was on the ground panting in exhaustion. Craters, as the size of Tezuna's house, were indented into the ground. Trees were rooted up. Trees were ripped to shreds. The earth was gouged out. As Naruto was panting hard. Luckily, he had removed his shirt before starting this, and his vest wouldn't get torn. You know, the next time I'm fighting Reiga, I'm gonna remove this vest. You know, dumbass, you should have done that in your first fight. It would have given you your full speed. Naruto sighed. You know, I didn't remember. And you wonder why I called you a dumbass. Yeah. I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna close my eyes for a while. Go ahead and sleep. You deserve it, said Kurama. As Naruto was coming along quite well, he didn't know it, but during his fight he accessed a third tail. And he fought and he didn't lose control. Yes, he was coming along quite well. As Naruto ended up falling asleep right there and then, Kakashi was watching the entire thing. He had left a clone behind, so he could see what was going on with Naruto. As Naruto was too busy, Kakashi was surprised at the speed and strength that Naruto showed. As he landed down and made his way, as Naruto was fast asleep, he picked up Naruto and brought him back to the house, as he didn't want to leave him out here for anyone to take advantage of him. Back towards the other two, the two of them were panting, as Sakura felt like she couldn't even move as she was on the ground. She had a low chakra reserve, so Kakashi was working on, well, increasing that. But she did. She finally performed her first jutsu, other than the one that she learned in the academy, Earth Style, a Mud Wall. She was now working on Earth Style Rapid Spike, where she manipulated the earth to shoot out like a geyser. But it was difficult, she could only produce one at the moment, and that wouldn't do anything to her opponent, unless Sasuke was exhausted as hell. As his Sharingan allowed him to predict faster movements, but he still couldn't even hold a candle to Kakashi, and he knew that. He still needed to get stronger, but at least he was getting there. As he saw Kakashi came back with a blonde in his arms, out cold, as the group made their way back to the house. Time skip. 3 days passed. Inieri had berated the team that they were all going to die. Told them that they didn't know what it felt like to go through the things that he went through. That made Naruto mad, seeing that Naruto was the one that gone through the worst other than them. After all, Inieri wasn't like the other kids in the village that he saw. He was in the best house in the village. He lived with his mother and his grandfather who loved him so much. As Naruto had to calm himself from losing it against this arrogant, annoying kid. But he was still just a brat, so Naruto didn't really lash out at him. As he just went out to cool off, Kakashi decided to give him time. At the moment, Naruto was asleep, as someone made their way out to the clearing. It was a girl, holding a basket, as she started to pick herbs and fill the basket. Making her way, she saw the blonde. It came to her rather quickly. She knew who it was, as he was the one that took down Reiga. Reiga has been insisted on going out to kill him, but Haku told him that he could not fight him at the moment, as he doesn't have the strength or the stamina to keep up this time, and he would surely die. And if he came out alive, she would not heal him. That was the only thing that was stopping him, as he knew that his body was still weak, but his pride was getting the better of him. It would be just best to kill him right now. If she killed him, they would have a lesser man on their team, and she didn't have to worry about Zabuza-sama's safety. Making her way, as she reached down towards his throat, only for her hand to place on his shoulder and shook him. "Hey, wake up," she said. "You might catch a cold out here." Naruto's eyes slowly opened. She was surprised. For someone being caught off guard like this sleeping, she expected him to jump up and look around, but his eyes opened up like he knew that she was there, but that was impossible. As she glanced towards him with a friendly smile, "What are you doing out here?" "Oh, training," said Naruto. As she glanced towards his headband, "I suppose you're a ninja." "Yes," said Naruto. "So tell me, what's someone like you doing around here?" said Naruto. "What do you mean?" she asked. "Well, given the state of this place, and, well, I'm not judging, but the other people, things look quite bad for them. But you're different," said Naruto. "You look quite calm and stable." "Are you saying that you're not stable?" "No, that's not what I meant," said Naruto. "They just seem hopeless. Most of them has lost hope since what happened." "Oh, you mean Gato," she said. "So you know," said Naruto. "Yes." "Well, I'm not exactly from here. I'm from one of the neighboring islands, but I'm here to look for herbs for one of my friends who is injured." "Oh," said Naruto, as he glanced towards the basket. "So tell me, what's your name?" "Oh, sorry about that. Name is Naruto Uzumaki." "Nice to meet you, Naruto Uzumaki. My name is Haku." "Tell me, Naruto Uzumaki, do you have someone precious you fight for?" "Someone precious I fight for?" "Yes." "Well, yeah," said Naruto. "And do you wish to get stronger to protect them?" "Yeah," Naruto said. "Well then, I believe you will do just fine." "What do you mean?" "Well, when people have someone to fight for, that is when they get truly strong. So I believe you get as strong as possible," she said, giving him another wonderful smile. "Well, I have to go. I hope we can meet someday again, Naruto Uzumaki," she said. "Why?" said Naruto. She paused. "What do you mean?" "Why someone as nice as you will be working for Gato?" Haku instantly tense as a senbon slipped in her hand. "I don't understand. When I first saw you, I thought you were going to kill me, so I got myself ready for anything," said Naruto. As Haku wasn't looking at his hand, as she realized his hand was behind him the entire time. She think he didn't know anything at all. That was when he moved his hand as she saw a kunai in his hand ready for anything. "I know that you were coming, but you woke me up. Why?" As Haku just looked at him. "Cut it already, alright?" said Naruto. "I already know. You're that missing name. Guessing from your height and the flexibility that you move, you are not an ordinary person. So tell me, why are you working for Gato?" Haku sighed. "It's complicated. This is gonna end badly if you don't leave," said Naruto. "I'm afraid I can't." As Naruto sighed once again. "I don't know you very well, but I can tell that you're not a bad person. But if you come after my team and me and try to harm them, I'm gonna have to kill you," said Naruto. As Haku sighed in disappointment. "I know that you don't know me, and I know that this is your job, and I'm really sorry to put you in this kind of predicament, but this is also my job as well." As Naruto sat back down, she looked at him strangely. "What? Thought I was going to attack you?" "Well, you had the courtesy to not attack me straight away when you saw me, so I'm going to give you the same courtesy as well. But the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving, unless you change your ways. Think about it, Haku. Despite being with those two, Reiga and Zabuza is completely different from you. I can see that. From what you asked me, I can tell that one of them is your precious person, or probably the both of them. But did that precious person ask you to do something you don't want to do? And what would you know? How do you know I don't want to do it? Just a speculation." "I'm sorry," Haku said, before she was gone as Sunshin. As Naruto released a breath. "You didn't attack her," said Kurama. "No. But if she come after us again, I'm afraid I won't be able to let her go next time. Well, that is if she doesn't change her mind." Time skip. A week has passed since the attack, and there's been no other attacks. At the moment, Naruto was fast asleep, as he really overdid yesterday with the Kyuubi's chakra. He was trying to pull out a fourth tail, but it was literally impossible to do, and he overexhausted himself. When Kakashi came by, Naruto was out cold like a light, as he brought him back to the house, and he's been out cold ever since. He's alive, his chakra is replenishing, but it seems like the fox chakra took a toll on his own chakra in his body as well, as it seems like Naruto has been using his chakra in producing clones, and force feeding them chakra as well to make sure that they stay, even after being hit one time. As Naruto has been pumping so much chakra in the clones that they literally became solid for a few minutes. He was the only person in the world that can do something like this with the amount of chakra that he possessed at the moment, Kakashi thought. As he ended up leaving with Tazuna, Iniere was with his mother outside, as she was by the dock, hanging up some clothes. Iniere was pouting as usual, still finding the entire situation off-putting, as he remembers his conversation with the blonde. Flashback, as Iniere was crying on docks, when he heard footsteps behind him. It was 2 days since he told them off and told them that they would die. "What do you want?" he said. "You know, despite all of your big words, you're still a kid." What's that supposed to mean?" said Neri. Naruto, "Sit down, calm down," he said. "I know you're probably pissed and angry at all the things I got to have done. But as your witness, Neri, I'll make you a promise. I will defeat Gato no matter what, and free this village of his tyranny." Inieri snorted. "I'll believe in your promise when pigs fly." Naruto chuckled a bit. "You just watch," he says. He got to his seat and ruffled Iniere's hair, much to the boy disliking of it, as he walked off. As Iniere watched him go, did he really think he can defeat Gato? He was out of his mind. End of flashback. Iniere was snapped from his thoughts when he heard his mother scream. As he turned to look behind him, his mother was being held on to by someone, Amanda Eye Patch, and he was holding on to his blade in his other hand. "Mom!" Iniere screamed. "Be quiet, boy," a voice said, as there was another man there as well. "Iniere, run!" said Tsunami. Iniere got to his feet, as he wanted to run away and cry, but he remembered Kaizan's final words. "Don't give up hope. Don't let this monster take over." But even with those final words, people had given up hope, as Iniere saw his mother being held by this bandit. "Let go of my mother!" he screamed. "Brats, didn't I tell you to be quiet?" the man said, as he moved forward, ready to shut Iniere up. Iniere rushed forward as well, as he wouldn't let these guys hold his mother. "Iniere, no!" What none of them noticed was that the second store window opened up, as something came out of it in a blur. The man found his face leaning to the left, as a boot violently crashed into his face. His head smacked into the post, as he was out cold. The other man narrowed his eyes. The thing blurred out of sight, whatever it was, as he felt his arm around Tsunami grab. With such force, he was yanked back, as Tsunami fell down. He was tossed as he flipped and landed on his feet, quickly pulling out his blade, as he saw a boy standing there. "I don't know who the hell you are, but you just made the biggest mistake of your life, brat." He shot forward, wasting no time, as he swung his blade, only for Naruto to charge his fingers with electricity, as he grabbed the blade with 2 fingers alone. The man stood there with shock. The hell? His blade was not penetrating the brat's flesh. As Naruto squeezed the blade, as it started to crack, boom, it exploded in a shower of sparkles. The man watched his blade literally explode with just 2 fingers. Tried to move, but a fist smashed into his gut, knocking the air out of him. But that was not all. He felt a course of electricity drive through his body as he shook, before he slammed face down on the ground. Creating 2 clones, they quickly grabbed the 2 of them and started to tie them up. As Naruto created 3 other clones, he quickly made his way over. Tsunami was hugging her son, and also berating him a bit for doing something so stupid, after she told him to run. "But I wanted to save you, Mom." As Naruto smiled, he looked at Iniere. Iniere looked up at him, as Iniere saw Kaizan standing there, giving him that same warm smile. "You did good, Iniere." I did? "Even though you know the odds are against you, you tried to protect your mother." And that is something I can respect. Don't worry. Seems like it's time I end this, said Naruto. As in-ear watched Naruto shot off as he shouted, "I believe in you, big brother Naruto," he said. That brought a smile to Naruto's face as his legs became electrified. As his speed doubled as he was gone in a blur. Snami watched him go as she saw the other clones standing there. "Don't worry, ma'am. We're here to protect you," one of them said. "Yeah, we'll make sure none of them hurt you guys," the other one said. The third one simply smiled. Meanwhile, on the bridge, Sasuke and Sakura were in front of Tazuna. Kakashi glanced around. This was bad. The workers didn't bother to enter onto the bridge. The fog was so thick and intense, and most of them felt a headache the moment they stepped onto the bridge. That was because of Zabuza killing intent, and the other one as well. Kakashi found it really bad that Naruto wasn't here now, as the plan was completely thrown out of whack. A mad chuckle could be heard. "It took a week, but I'm finally ready," to the voice. "You know, you talk too much." "What? Mr. Dialogue?" said Riga. "My speeches are enlightening and wonderful, but yours are just annoying. So don't talk to me about that." As Zabuza and Riga stepped out of the shadows, along with the masked ninja, Kakashi cursed once again. "Kakashi, I see you're fully healed." "And I see you're okay as well," said Kakashi. As Riga looked around, where the hell is he? "I didn't come here to fight you, Captain Ninja. I came here to fight one person, and that's the brat. Now show him." "I'm afraid he's not here at the moment, so you have to fight me instead." "Kakashi, you really believe you can take the two of us?" said Zabuza. "Even me and my apprentice here could finish you within seconds." "You think too much of yourself, Zabuza. Seems like that hit I gave you has really messed with your head." "Huh, a joker," Zabuza said. As he pulled his blade off his back, Riga Blade started to cackle. "Where is the damn brat?" he shouted. Sakura started to panic. As Sasuke twisted his leg the slightest as he fixed his fighting formation, he was ready for anything. But first thing first, "Sakura, take Tazuna and get out of here. He's the priority of this mission. We can't allow him to get killed." "But what about you and Sakura? Just go." She nodded. "Come on, Tazuna-san," she said. "But are we just gonna leave them?" Tazuna said. We have to get you to safety." As she started to retreat with him, "Haku, don't let him..." Riga cut that off as he shot forward, all for Kakashi to intercept him. As Riga smirked as he ducked, Zabuza blade ripped through the air, coming towards Kakashi's neck. Kakashi blocked it, all for Riga to shot past him, going towards the kids. That was when a blue streak shot from the other side of the bridge. Boom! A massive explosion erupted on the bridge of pure electricity. As sparks fly everywhere, Sakura wins as a few of them hit her, but they weren't that bad. As Sasuke had to move back as well. Kakashi and Zabuza had to leap away. Riga smirked. "I knew you would come," he said. As Naruto was standing there, his lightning blades in his hands that exploded upon impact when connecting to Riga twin Kiba blades. "Oh, I've been waiting for this," said Naruto. "Let's do this." With that, the both of them flashed away in a streak of lightning. Huh. Seems like the numbers have reduced a bit. It doesn't matter, Kakashi. Let's begin this, shall we? Sasuke. Sasuke nodded as he looked towards the masked ninja. "Haku, don't let them leave the bridge builder. Hurry up and kill him, and let's end this mission already." "Yes, Zabuza-sama." And with that, Haku walked forward as Kakashi was attacked by Zabuza as he blocked the attack. Sasuke leaping away. "You're gonna have to go through me first," he said, as his eyes came to life, showing a two-totem Sharingan that he was able to achieve with intense, gruesome training. He will never fall behind. "Very well," Haku said. Meanwhile, Riga smashed his fist in Naruto's stomach, blowing him away as Naruto smashed to a tree as he arrived on the land. Naruto picked himself out of a tree with a smirk on his face. "I see you're not holding back." "Well, last time I did that I almost got killed, so this time I don't think so." Naruto started to unclip his vest. "I was wondering, when it comes to status, what would you say you are?" E. The B-rank threat. Reiga snarled at that. You think I'm that weak, brat, to consider me at that level? Well, you're not that much stronger than Zabuza. Well, it's not like you're even strong as him. Don't compare me to Zabuza. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, sorry, but what are you exactly saying, Naruto? CRD. As Reiga snarled. Release, Naruto said, as the vest opened up. Reiga watched as the boy struggled to take it off for a moment. As he tossed it to the side. Boom! The thing dented the ground. Reiga's eyes narrowed the slightest. Weight training, huh? You have no idea, said Naruto as he cricked his neck. Oh, Kami, he said, as he felt like he could fly. His eyes then snapped back into focus. He was gone. Reiga blinked. And that was too much. The seconds. As a brutal kick smashed into his face. His body was lifted off the ground and smashed several times before coming to a stop. Reiga picked himself up, holding his bruised cheek, confused. The brat was fast, but only when he was in that strange blue state. So how was he as fast as that without it now? Before Reiga could blink, Naruto's fist came driving towards his skull. He had to block it with his blade. As Naruto's fist connected with it, there was a burst of electricity. Reiga watched as the electricity flowed into Naruto. As Naruto turned his hand around to the other side, as it went through his entire body, he pointed his finger towards Reiga's skull. Reiga twisted his head as the electricity came out of it, tearing through the earth. As Reiga just watched him redirect lightning like it was nothing, before Naruto flipped and landed back. Reiga wiped his mouth where blood was coming. I must say, brat, you're something else. You know, I haven't had so much fun in a very long while. Facing off against a brat like you, especially one that is so refined in my element as well. Now, what do you say we have some more fun, said Reiga. As the man cut loose, the both of them vanished as their fists connected. Reiga shielding his blade for now. As he wanted to test the brat's strength out, he didn't feel like the blades were necessary. The brat didn't have a blade himself. Their fists connecting, sending out this charge of electricity, booming through the area. As Naruto flipped and landed in a tree, his feet literally burned through the tree because of the amount of electricity that was flowing through his system. As he shoot off, breaking the tree down, swinging his foot through the air, a massive arc of lightning ejected from it. Reiga ducked as the thing tore through several rocks behind him. He quickly flashed to one side, lightning release. Cosmic chain, he says, he slammed his hand down. Electricity started cracking around his body as he condensed it before he erupted. It was like a chain of electricity went off. Trees, boulders, everything were being blown to pieces. None of them remaining as Naruto twist and dodge. They were coming in too erratic and too exquisite. He couldn't redirect it as he spun and landed. The moment he touched down, he had to leap as the ground was destroyed. After a few seconds, Reiga stopped as Naruto was in mid-air. Lightning release. Guiding swords, he said. Pointing his arm forward, the electricity came from his body and created several blades around him that was made from pure eternal blue. As he launched them, Reiga twisted and jumped and dodged as they tore into the earth, tearing it as they did. Reiga disappeared in a burst of speed. As he appeared behind Naruto, boom! His foot connected with Naruto's shoulder. Naruto was tipped and slammed into the ground. Reiga came down and grabbed Naruto by the leg and swung him before smashing him to either side as he tossed him to a tree. As Naruto's entire frame broke through the tree before crashing into another one. As Reiga launched forward, only for Naruto to snap out of it in an instant and smashed his fist into his nose, breaking it upon contact, throwing him back into the dirt. Reiga pulled out his blade as he swung them in an arc. Lightning burst towards Naruto as Naruto dodged as he flipped before shooting forward. Electric spin, he said, as he twisted his body going towards Reiga. It was like a tornado came over the boy. A tornado made from pure lightning. Reiga twisted as Naruto passed him, but he wasn't aware that Naruto could turn. As Naruto turned, Reiga spun just in time, but he wasn't fast enough to block it as Naruto ripped into his side. Reiga had leaned to the side so he wouldn't get torn in half, as he screamed out in pain as blood started to run down. He wasn't giving up yet though, as he flipped and drive his blade down to stab Naruto, only for Naruto to spin and grab the hilt of the blade. As Reiga lightning started to cut through its own, as Naruto's hand started to bleed, blood leaking down, Reiga pushed down with more force, trying to embed the blades into Naruto's chest, as Naruto held on to them tight as he gripped them. Reiga was surprised when Naruto started to get to his feet. What the hell? Was the kid overpowering him? As Naruto was showing the result of doing 1,000 push-ups a day, as he started to get back to his feet, only for Reiga to slam his knee into Naruto's stomach, pushing him back. Reiga then twists as he sliced Naruto across the face. As Naruto stepped back, Reiga came in as he drive one of the blades through Naruto's shoulder, ripping into it. As the man wasn't holding back anymore, as his side was bleeding badly, he had to end this and patch himself up. He then brought his other blade towards Naruto's heart, only for Naruto to grab it once again. As he squeezed it tight, Reiga lightning started to cut through Naruto's own before Naruto's hand started to get more electrified with power. Kid, what are you doing? Use my power. No, said Naruto. I will defeat this guy on my own. He's not worthy enough for me to use your power against him. He's not that strong. I have to show and prove to myself that all that training was not for nothing, said Naruto. As he squeezed the blade tighter, Reiga watched as Naruto lightning completely overpowered his, and it exploded. Reiga's body was thrown to the side and smashed into a giant boulder. Naruto staggered, ripping the blade out of his shoulder, as he panted and dropped the both of them, before dropping to one knee as he got back up slowly. Reiga picked himself up. It's been a long time since I had to rely on this. As he went through hand sign, lightning release. Lightning sword, he said. His entire left arm became electrified with lightning, as it became like a spear. What do you say we end this, brat? Can't afford to let a brat show me up that much. Yeah, said Naruto. Can't afford to let you show me up either. Lightning edge. Naruto hand exploded with electricity as he pointed towards Reiga. Let's end this, shall we? The both of them shot forward as their hand met in the center. Boom! Two destructive force clashing and grinding against each other as Reiga smirked as he popped more chakra. As Naruto dived deep as he brought out his own chakra, not relying on the fox power. Reiga's eyes went wide as he winced in pain. His side was acting up as the electric string was striking right into it. I won't lose, said Naruto as he pushed forward. Reiga's eyes went wide as Naruto ripped into his hand, tearing off a couple of his fingers and driving a massive hole through his side, puncturing his lungs. As Naruto collapsed face first on the other side, as Reiga staggered before looking down, as he fell to his knees, coughing up blood. He started to laugh. It was quite funny. After all the crap he'd been through, a kid killed him. He laughed more, blood coming out of his mouth. What's so funny, said Naruto as he got to his feet. Well, surprised I'm gonna be taken down by a kid. After all, I'm no medic, but I know this one is life and death. I can already feel my life slipping away. What to say on my final words? You know, I've always been the one giving people funerals, but here you are giving me one. Hey, I must commend you on defeating me. After all, I've been through so much crap as a 7-ninja swordman. I almost thought I was immortal. You know, kid, I've never seen someone with such potent lightning ability before. I might brag and say mine is better, but in truth, your lightning is more potent than mine. Well, I don't have a lie now, I'm dying. So why would I lie? Well, thanks, said Naruto. How about a gift? A reward of you defeating me. As Reiga glanced over towards his blade. Those are the Kiba blades. They're basically a conductor for lightning, as you can see. Treat them well, would you? As he coughed up some more blood, You know, I always had this dream to become like the lightning god himself. Who? Said Naruto. Well, there was this legend about this man that can literally control lightning like that. A god of lightning he called himself. You know he's talking about me. He is, said Naruto. But he disappeared from the world some time ago. And I one day want to become just like him. But I guess that dream has been cut short. I wonder, can you make that dream a reality? After all, it looks like you're not far from that, given how potent your lightning is. Naruto picked up the blades. I'll try my best. You do that. And don't afraid to show the world, if you do it, that you're lightning god. As the man bled out and died, as Naruto looked down at his body, as he looked towards the Kiba blades, you did it, kid, said Kurama. Yeah, said Naruto. Before he heard the explosion, as he glanced towards where his team was, it wasn't over yet. As he quickly made his way after grabbing his vest. But guys, if you end this episode right here, if you want to see this part of me, so do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. But over now, see you guys soon. Peace.